Social media is still the most powerful way to grow your brand. But if you're posting ad hoc or just seeing it as a to-do list, you are wasting your time. To truly capitalize on the power of social media, you need to know what works, where to post, and why that is going to get you customers. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Social media works because it inspires interest, turns interest into intrigue and engagement, then translates that into trust and revenue. I know this because I've built brands that drive over $10,000 of monthly revenue from organic social alone. This video here is going to break down the 7 types of content and how they translate into each platform. But do not take this video as an excuse to post on every channel in every format. That will not work. The first rule of driving revenue is if you try and speak to too many people, you end up speaking to no one. What this video is a blueprint that any business can use at any stage of their journey to drive revenue from customers. To use this blueprint, you need to know the 2 core channels that your audience live on. If you don't know that, check out some of my videos or free resources. If you are really just starting up, pick the 2 channels that you use the most because you'll be most familiar with them. I repeat, do not spray and pray on every channel on social. It does not work. Now, this video is going to tell you the types of content that drives customer revenue. Then at the end, I'm going to tell you how this type of content translates into each of those channels. I will also drop a table into this week's newsletter, or if you comment, I will send you the table directly so that you've got that blueprint of how it translates to each channel. But let's get started on these types of content that are going to get you revenue. I made my fastest ever social post to purchase the other day when I was scrolling through my Instagram feed and stopped on this post. I am not in the market for new skincare, nor am I a huge skincare fan, but this post gave me a solution to a problem that I have. Getting people to part with their money is not about big, flashy campaigns, packaging, promotions. It is about solving a problem that they have. Educational content is so powerful because it teaches your audience something useful or relevant to them. People don't just follow brands for the sake of it. They are actually seeking solutions. When you consistently help your audience understand something that they care about, whether that is skincare, fitness, wellness, finance, you become their go-to, their trusted voice. And that trust is the shortest path to conversion. Educational content not only builds credibility, but it also flips the power dynamic. You're not asking your audience for attention. They're coming to you for answers. The reason I paid for my product so quickly from The Ordinary is because they turn complex chemistry into easily accessible content. I feel smarter, more informed, and that I am solving my own problems with their content. HubSpot reports that this next type of content can increase purchase intent by over 85%. And I'm actually going to stick with beauty to explain this next one to you. A fundamental basic of getting people to purchase is by highlighting your functional and emotional benefits. Your buyers are going to be led by either emotional or logical purchase. There is no in between. Where most brands fall down is they assume people will just get their product. They have product bias because they've developed it. They also have done the work knowing it solves problems for their audience, so they assume that everyone is just as clued up as they are. I worked with a new-to-market beauty brand back in 2018 that had it all. A great story, a great product, fantastic packaging, but they weren't seeing any traction. That's because people don't read features themselves. They don't interact deeply with everything that you spent enough time to build. What they want is they want to watch outcomes, the endpoint of those emotional and functional benefits. That is why product demonstration is something that you need to utilize. Glossier is the best example of this. Their entire feed and their UGC is built with product demonstrations. People use the cleanser in real time. They apply the cloud paint with their fingers. There is no hard sell. It's just real people demonstrating the emotional and functional benefits in real life in their day-to-day routine. Product demos show your audience how your product fits in with their life, how easy it is, and the results that come from it. Those important outcomes. It removes friction and builds desire. And in essence, it takes it from do I need that to I see myself using that. And our third type of content we're going to utilize, and a second way of getting people to see themselves using something, is through testimonials. Educational content and product demonstrations get people to trust your brand. But a hack to getting people to trust you more is that people trust other people more than they trust brands. So customer testimonials 10x that trust. Customer testimonials allow your audience to borrow that belief from someone who's already used the product. Warby Parker are masters at this. They are constantly sharing organic posts of customers using their product, taking their selfies, and showing how great it is. This builds trust not only in the product, but in the experience as well. In fact, according to Bright Local, 49% of consumers trust online testimonials just as much as a referral from their friend or family. They are hugely powerful. If you have even one customer, then you have free content that can convert. This next type of content is so powerful at unlocking momentum for early startups that even big brands use it all the time, and it's completely free. Instead of creating all of your content yourself, what you're going to do is invite your customers to show what your product looks like in their world. User-generated content is the content that your audience creates for you. Photos, videos, tags. It builds trust, and that hard work is not even coming from you. And this works because people like to see people like themselves. UGC is people using your product in their lives unfiltered. GoPro has actually built their entire strategy around this. They do not make their own content at all. They get users of their products to send in their content and they simply share it. It's also the reason why Starbucks misspell your name, they've now introduced adding quotes, and why Coke built the Share a Coke campaign. It's encouraging people to share organically. It feels personal, but actually it's just creating millions of pieces of content for completely free. So this next type of content that you definitely should be making is always disregarded for all of the wrong reasons. Content itself can feel overwhelming, especially when you're just starting out. The rise of content creation, and specifically the fear of the empty feed, is sometimes paralyzing to us. The need to create good, well-polished, well-edited, great content can be a blocker for so many people. But what's important to note is that it isn't the spec of the edit, it's the quality of the content and the type you create that builds the connection. I've worked with so many brands that were spending so much money outsourcing their content creation. They were receiving really well-edited, high-polished pieces, but they were very detached from who they were as a brand. This content was amazing, seriously up there with some really high-end brands, but these companies weren't seeing any growth. Diving into a couple of companies specifically, we started working on content ourselves, most notably a food startup that had all of the shiny packaging and content, but again, was slow in that traction. We actually started filming parts of the process just on our phones, from fields to factories to team lunches to packing to all the mundane things that they were doing that they thought people wouldn't care about. But this is when things started to shift. This day-to-day, filmed on an iPhone 12, was what started to get traction. This intimacy and genuine representation of what was happening brought people closer to the brand. Behind-the-scenes content shows your audience the story behind your brand. It shows your personality, your vulnerability, and the real people. This is what builds connection. And it doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be real. Okay, so this next type of content might be a little bit controversial. The way we consume social is changing. Feeds are being stripped back, and instead of daily posts, we're getting monthly dumps. And that is because more content does not equal more growth. Social media is called social for a reason. It's not about posting and going, it's about having actual interactions and conversations. Engagement posts start those conversations. They aren't just scroll and go on, they train your audience to respond, which improves that trust and connection and ultimate action. I am personally a big fan of this shift that we are seeing from overload to curation and conversation. And another shift that's happening in content strategy is founders putting themselves before their product. Sharing why the brand exists in the first place, specifically from their own point of view. And this shift is the reason why the last two types of content are driving customers by themselves. That is content that tells your story and personal content. If you have founded your own brand or you are starting out on your idea, then these two types of content are going to be your anchors that you need to start right now. Showing people who you are and why you started your brand genuinely builds your customer base. There is an absolute queen of this, Grace Beverley. She openly talks about why she booked Tala. She uses her products all of the time, but she also gives you tons of personal content that builds relatability and connection, and it drives purchase directly from her. There is a reason why she closed over a $5 million investment and is one of the fastest growing brands of all time. When you are doing these two types of content, you want to stick to 80% of your posts being about your business and your products, and 20% being completely unrelated and just about you. So before you rush off and go and make all that content all at once, make sure you understand how that translates to each platform, and I cannot stress this enough, only use the platforms where your audience are. If you don't know where your audience are, please go check out my course. It teaches you exactly how to find your ideal customers, how to do all of your marketing, and how to reach that revenue that you need for your business. Let me know how it goes. Shoot me a comment if you want that table in full.